So, welcome to this small video about distribution. In this video I'll be talking about the value added reseller or integrator, someone who is, well, adding value. It's a topic which is related both to your sales, B2B sales, especially supply chain management. They are in the downstream category of partners that we work with, and your international business, especially if you have a service element to your offerings that is quite difficult to do across border, or at least costly. But let's take a little bit closer look at it. The basic definition of it, at least as I say, is a partner that adds value to the company providing the core offering. So that means you are providing the core offering. What, let's say, in practical terms, what the customer is Googling for. They are Googling for, say, an IT system to handle customer relations. Well, you are a manufacturer, software producer of this software, but it needs to be adapted, integrated by someone into the specific context of this company. So this is where the value-added partner or integrator comes into play. They are the ones doing the adaptations and adding the value. However, there are a number of things this integrator or value-added partner, value-added reseller, value-added distributor can work with. But in essence, they are the ones who deals directly with the consumer, the ones who is going to use your product or your solutions. So they don't pass it on to someone else. Then we're talking in the distributor or the wholesaler category. Usually they don't work as a web shop solutions because, well, they are often not providing the physical products themselves, or at least the digital products. They are just passing it on along with additional services. What they can do in terms of activities are, well, simple assembly. They can get the different parts and assemble it on site for a customer so it's ready for use. They could also supplement it with accessories. Maybe it's accessories that you are providing or they are providing, or even a third party will be able to provide for it. They could be mixing it up. If it is, say, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, etc. They could be the ones who are setting the right doses in the right color codes for that consumer out there or this company. It could also be kitting. Kitting is putting it into a kit or setting it together with accessories, but not necessarily assembling it together, but you provide it as a kit. The bottle of chemical along with some fluids, along with some granulates together is a kit for repairing this product or floor or whatever it is that you have. This small service kit is something that they could be providing. It could also be sorting things out, taking the full product and taking it away to an end consumer, making it more relevant for that customer. Sequencing, sometimes it is as simple as holding back products. They are adding value by making sure that the customer gets the products, the different products at the right times. Here we're getting very close to the role of a distributor, so it's not that often we would term that as a value added distributor or partner. Adjustments, adaptations. I talked before about the IT sector where this is a huge category of work. Adaptation, adjustments and configurations of things. Packaging, Sometimes we need to repackage stuff in order to meet local legislations. It also covers labeling. Say for example in Germany you'll need to have a certification in order for the packaging being returned. You might need a local value-added distributor in order to handle that, unless you will be working with it yourself. If you're working with it yourself, you need to have a certain volume of business before that becomes relevant. All right. That also means that especially here it's important to consider the flows of materials. Who is handling materials when? Who has the responsibility, both practically and legally? There's also a ton of information, and this is where these value-added resellers might be a little bit challenging to work with, because they're adding some stuff towards the consumer that you might not get information about, but it could be critical for your future business. It might be that your product is not relevant without these adaptations, touch-ups to your products. And that information is critical for your company's survival in the future. You should either have them included in your core offering if they are considered core by the consumer, or at least have a setup to ensure that it does not become the case of you being able to be swapped out because the core offering is actually supplemental. The funds is also a relevant thing to consider here, because this is where you're looking at partners who are getting maybe even more business out of the offerings, supplementary offerings that they are providing, than reselling your products. So how is it that you're charging? How is it that you're supporting that business apart from your own? Thank you for watching this small video here. Remember, who does what, or the division of roles, and therefore division of responsibilities. For example, what if something goes wrong? Is it your problem or is it their problem? And then the flows of materials and information and funds. How do you handle that? Who is taking care of what? Thank you. See you in another video.